NANI?!
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to fire. You feel me? Have a little heat. How you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I want to talk about something. You are watching this, and you are probably someone that's gotten over 120 different videos about what you need to do to change your resume, what you got to do to get a job, what to say, what not to say during an interview, a bunch of bullshit about how to actively get and prepare for a job. But you probably, like me, have realized all that shit is meaningless if you can't even get a job, because in 2024 the tech layoffs have continued to be a thing, and the layoffs that we're experiencing and seeing are on a level that the tech industry has never really seen. Some people might say it's because the tech industry wasn't really built out to be this multi-conglomerate, ever-growing, fast-growing thing. It was supposed to be a stationary system that grew on demand, not as a scarce tactic because good talent might be missed. And I'm very interested to see how these tech layoffs were, because as we've talked about it before, April, May, June is usually when budgets are either being approved or closing up, so you have to justify the new money that you're going to be asking for. And with tech companies making record profits, the question still remains, how are they making this money, and for how much longer will they be able to make this money without having a hiring boom that kind of equates to it? You normally see the layoffs when you want to see people get their golden parachutes. Most CEOs are in place for 5 years to generate as much money as possible and then cut as much fat off the line to set it up for the next owner to do the same exact thing. So let's talk about this a little bit more in depth. Tech layoffs in March 2024, Apple, Dell, IBM, and others let go thousands. The tech industry wave of layoffs shows no sign of slowing down as we enter the latter half of March 2024. Major players across the sector are still downsizing their workforce, and economic headwind persist. Here are the top 5 tech companies that made significant job cuts this month. This is super important to me because this is the reason why I didn't finish my interviews with Google. I made it to 3 rounds of interview with 2 more remaining, and then the final offering interview. And they literally told me, put my application on ice. The person who interviewed me in two of the 3 interviews I was in was laid off. He had been with the company for 4 years. So this was like a layoff that kind of spanned a thing. And this is why it's hard for me to leave my company right now. It was hard for me to leave my company because I was truly terrified I wouldn't be able to find a gig in time. Maybe you guys believe in me too. Feel free to look at my Patreon whenever you guys want. Get a spare chance. Just drop a little bit of coins. There it is in the chat. I ain't saying nothing else. But it's really hard out here for people who have been with these companies and have lost their careers that they've put their whole entire life behind. And it's not ridiculous to think, if you went to school to get a career in this and found out that it was being flooded by a bunch of people who went to a boot camp, and those were the people you were competing against, that you would make it. Okay, you survived that wave, but then to immediately then be cut because they would rather have someone who just has 1 or 2 years and is $200,000 cheaper than you. I think this is the undercutting of the industry is very apparent. Ericsson to lay off 1,200 at the 5G demand slows. This is fascinating because 5G was all the rage, but I think a lot of people who have found out with 5G without the extended access to it, or the extended parts and how remote it is and how many towers they need to do this, is just not, it's not transforming over. They thought they would be able to flip a lot of the 4G, 3G towers. That is not the case because of how far spanning these towers are. Swedish technology giant announces on March 25th that it will lay off about 1,200 employees in its home country amid slow demands in 5G network equipment. Cuts are part of a broader cost-saving plan for 2024. Who are they saving money for? This is crazy. That also includes reducing consultants, streamlining processes, and trimming facilities. Ericsson's city expectations of challenging mobile network market this year, that further volume contractions and customer remain cautious on spending. Yeah, this is a big issue here because people aren't wanting to spend money, the luxuries that most people will be willing to spend their money on, cell phones, is a great indicator. Another great indicator to knowing if the economy is doing well is go check on your local strippers, okay? Hey, clap it up for the strippers. We don't got no problems with them. We don't got no problems with the strippers. Go to your local adult entertainment club. See how the strippers are doing. If they're actually on the stage dancing and shaking, times are tough. If you go to a strip club and you notice that the strippers are, eating dinner with people, the family's there, and she's got her tits out, and everyone's just, you know, some young kids are in there. Things are okay. The economy's doing all right. That's a sign. But the strippers are on the stage working. Times are tough. All right. Let's look at Dell, another company I applied to. Didn't even get an interview at this motherfucking spot. They're very heavy on intern work right now. They want to do intern work, and interns have to be paid, and they're really just replacing intern for cheap labor instead of hiring someone full-time for the position. It's crazy. Dell Technology has trimmed its workforce as part of a broader cost-cutting measure that also involves limiting external hiring and reorganizing employees. In the company disclosed in March 25th filing. As of February 2nd, Dell headcount stood nearly 1 million two. Wait, I'm counting too many commas, so I'm thinking 120,000. But there's no way they mean a million. There's no way they mean a million, right? This has got to be a typo. The more I read these articles, the more I realize I could do better. Clap it up. We found it there. Down from 260,000. So they dropped 6,000 people in that short time. The layoff follows a period of sluggish demands for Dell PC. Once again, I want to buy a new computer. Money ain't free, so I'm not feeling the need to go out there and buy parts. I have an HP though. Get fucked. 11% drop in the fourth quarter annual performance review. Apple shutters micro LED displays projects dozens of layoff. So a bunch of their failed gimmicks, the TV, the car, the Apple Vision Pro, these things didn't garner revenue. They didn't garner excitement. Apple has not been an exciting product. They're being sued currently. Apple's in the woe period of his teenage years, in a move that marks the end of another costly R&D initiative after the Apple Car division. Apple has ceased its internal efforts to develop a micro LED display for a future Apple Watch model, according to the Bloomberg report, March 22nd. The display, promising a brighter and more vibrant visual, provided too complex and expensive to pursue further. Another big issue with this is they believe that with this new Apple Watch and this new LED, they wouldn't be able to have cross-platform possibilities. Meaning, if you didn't have specific Apple hardware, you just couldn't use this in every place. And the thing that a lot of companies like to do is sell these things to hotels, places where they can be seen and used a lot. Hotels come to mind because when the LG TVs came out, the reason why LG had such a popular boom in the early 2000s is because they were in a lot of people's hotels. And a lot of people, whether you admit it or not, when you go to a hotel room, you tend to take a more luxurious look at things and say, "Oh, this is what a luxurious thing is." Now, I get it. Some of you guys stay at the Holiday Inn. Some of us stay at the Western. Some of us also decide to stay at the W Hotel. No judgment, but when you make products that aren't accessible, they get thrown in the trash. IBM slashes marketing and communication staff. I didn't apply to IBM. I always thought of them as being more of like integral parts company, but their tech division is pretty impressive. In a roughly 7-minute meeting on March 12th, IBM Chief Communication Officer Jonathan Something informed employees in the Marketing and Communication Division of impending job cuts, according to CNBC reporting, citing a source of familiar with the matter. Yeah, if you get called into a meeting on Friday, you're getting fired. The layoffs are part of IBM's latest workforce rebalancing. They're always thinking of weird ways: rebalancing, reorganization, reshaping. Shut up, you're firing people. And efforts of following the company's announcement last August of plan of replacing nearly 8,000 roles with AI technology. IBM has stated it expects to end 2024 with a global workforce roughly the same size as it began that year. So they're letting go of 8,000 people because they have AI technology. So there's that. And I don't know what this Turnitin cuts staff as CEO sees AI reducing headcount. Turnitin laid off 15 people earlier this year as part of the organization changes its TechCrunch report on March 7th. The cuts are noteworthy given the CEO Chris Carnes' comments last year as AI would enable Turnitin to reduce its engineer headcount by 20% within 18 months. They would eventually need 20% of those numbers of people thanks to AI-driven efficiency. Turnitin uses machine learning to scan for plagiarism and content and student writing. This is dumb because I also know I have tricked multiple detection algorithms, but this is a bold claim. It's crazy how they have a claim like this. What access literature do they have that makes them make such a bold claim? That's a bold ass claim. Swimming up workforce reduction appears to be an inescapable reality for now, as its economic uncertainty weren't enough. Employees now also facing the looming threat of generative AI. The coming months will likely see more names join this undesirable list. So, what are my takeaways from this? The thing that I have to take is, okay, I want to give you guys some advice right now. If you're applying to these tech jobs and you're not getting them, running 100 miles into this wall is not going to make you better at it. You need to diversify your skills. What do I mean? Take me, for example. I have a medical background with a few technical skills. You have to go work for me, working at a hospital, at a pharmacy, working at a medical device company. These are all places I can thrive. Am I going to be getting paid what someone at Facebook gets paid? Fuck no. But will I have job security because my role is important and I have the medical expertise to mesh? Absolutely. You got to find your skill adjacent. So if you're good at data infrastructure, you need to look at financials. You need to go into the banking sector. You need to go into the money sector, because if you can use data analysis to figure out how to save someone a penny more, that's $100,000 paycheck guaranteed for you. If you're someone that's good at building visualizations and understanding charts and graphs and those things, hey, you need to go work at a medical health records, because being able to display people's health records, or automotive for displays and understanding data transmission, that's another great avenue to work for, and all around. So you need to work on a course, a skill adjacent that will make you more desirable, because it's not enough to just be able to code in Python anymore. It's not enough to be good at leak codes. Get it fucked. You feel me? It's not enough. You need more. You're not the main character. Get your Robin looking ass out of here and go get some more skills. No, I'm just playing. It's tough out here. Don't be afraid to look at your government jobs either. Your government jobs are super important. Your trade jobs are also ultra important. If your engineering needs a component of design there, government jobs are also super reliable and things of that nature. Utilities are very important. We talked all about infrastructure and how we don't have the infrastructure set up for that. So just keeping your head on a swivel and things like that. Let me know what you think are some pertinent jobs that you want to do. Let me know how you've been handling the layoff season. I'm very curious to know. I want to make sure my people are okay. And don't be afraid. I'll put the Discord in the chat. We have a Discord section where we put people's resumes and examples of how people are doing in the job section. Feel free to come over to the Discord. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know how you're surviving. Other than that, we appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself. My name is Hero. This is Going with Strangers. Get back.
Get down.
The good stuff. I'll see you guys.